Good morning and welcome back to our Leadership Empowerment session this morning. And I have a very interesting topic today. A topic that we don't want to hear, but we have to listen to and have to hear this morning. And the topic is, why is leadership, why is character important for leadership? Leadership is one of the most powerful forces in the world. Leaders shape nations, they influence communities, they guide organizations, and they impact families. History has shown us over decades that charisma is important, talent is important, and that brings you into leadership. But it is not that which will keep you in leadership. If you want to remain in leadership, your character will determine the success and your effectiveness as a leader. Our greatest enemy in the world for a leader is not external forces, but my internal weakness. Yes, we all battle with some or other form of weakness or thorn in our flesh, but that will not disqualify you automatically as a leader. It is the severity of these weaknesses that will influence your leadership and that will diminish the impact you have as a leader. Many gifted leaders have risen quickly into leadership positions, but they have fallen just as quickly. Not because of the lack of talents or skills or abilities, but because of the lack of integrity and character. I've done some research on this topic, specifically on the list of the 10 most charismatic dictators in the world. In other words, people that are skilled and talented. And the one that jumps to our attention immediately is Adolf Hitler, that lived from 1935 to 1945. We all know the history of Adolf Hitler, his speeches, his ability to move and to motivate and to get action into the crowds. Benito Mussolini, 1922 to 1943, known for his theatrical speaking style, his projecting strength, and his decisiveness. Joseph Stalin, 1924 to 1953, known for his ruthless consolidation of power, his manipulation of propaganda. He was outwardly charismatic, more charismatic than Hitler and Mussolini, but had a cult personality. Ability to command loyalty was very extraordinary. Then you have Mao Zedong, 1949 to 1976. He was known for his revolutionary rhetoric, his ability to inspire the peasants. He was great helmsman's image. We know what he has done in China, the success he had in China. Fidel Castro, 1959 to 2008. He's known for his fiery, long hours speeches stirring revolutionary zeal. His ability, his charm, is the vision made in his symbol of defiance against the USA. Muammar Gaddafi from Libya, 1969 to 2011. His absolutely populist style, his ideologies, and how he has taken Libya to a high, but he has left nothing behind. He held to the power for 4 decades. He was in power. Saddam Hussein, 1979 to 2003. Francisco Franco of Spain, 1939 to 1975. A very militaristic person, a father figure during the Civil War. Yet he was not flamboyant, but his charisma, his ability to motivate and to mobilize the masses. But he was a dictator. Kim Il-sung of North Korea, 1948 to 1994. Juan Perón of Argentina. Very popular, fiery rhetoric. His emotional bond he built with the Argentinian people. But yet, he was a dictator. Charisma may impress many people. But it's our character that influences and sustains us. Leadership is not measured by my skills and my success alone, but my faithfulness, my humility, my consistency, my character. This is why Paul listed many characteristics for a leader in 1 Timothy 3. I'm just going to mention a few this morning, few of those characteristics. And I want us to look at these characteristics. Now you ask me, but why do I bring in the Bible? Because the Bible is the most updated leadership manual we can follow. If you follow these principles and if you apply these characteristics in your life, I can promise you, you shall be successful in every form of leadership that you are functioning in. The first one is trust. Trust is the currency of leadership. Without trust, your followers will not fully commit to the vision. So work on your trust. Your character will determine your influence. If you want to walk in influence, make sure your character is in line. Leadership is not about my position, but about my influence. Dr. John Maxwell says that leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Influence will flow from who you are, not just what you can do. It's about the hierarchy of leadership. The different levels of leadership, but that's a whole teaching on its own. The lowest form of leadership is positional leadership. And the higher you want to go as a leader, the more you need to do and impact your, not just your immediate subordinates, but your organization, your community, your nation, and eventually globally. Pardon. Character will also shape your decision making. Leadership is not just about those things I've just mentioned, but it's also based upon my decisions. A leader's choices, the decisions he makes, impact families. Not just your staff, but if you impact your staff, you're impacting their families. If you impact their families, you are impacting the community. And if you impact the community, you will impact your province. And your province, your nation. And eventually, your nation can impact nations around you. So, and character will sustain you in a crisis situation. And in a crisis, this is when your leadership is tested. And in this period of transition, of crisis, when the pressure is high, it will expose what's inside of you. It will not make you bad, It will make the things that's inside of you come to the forefront. Character will protect you from moral failure. This is this is number 5 of why character is important. I will get to 1 Timothy 3 just now. Character protects you from moral failure. Many leaders fail today, not because of the lack of gifting or skills or abilities, but because of a lack of moral backbone. Samson was very anointed, but yet he failed because of the moral backbone that was lacking in his life. Let us quickly go to 1 Timothy 3. And I will want to mention you about the morals, about your character in this specific regard. You must be above reproach, walking blameless. We need to be faithful to our wives. Now you will ask me, but how does that affect my role as a leader in my company or my organization? If you cannot be trusted to be faithful to your spouse, you cannot be trusted to be faithful to your staff, to be temperate, a balanced, sober-minded person, not to the extremes. Live with self-control, disciplined in actions. You need to be respectable. These are the things that Paul has written to Timothy. These are the things we need to be part of our life and need to be part of people's lives that you want to appoint into leadership. Hospitable, able to teach. If you cannot teach, you cannot be a leader. It is as simple as this. How can you transform or impact people's lives if you can't teach them? Not given to drunkenness. Be careful about alcohol, the influence of alcohol in your life. Not violent but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He continues, must have a good reputation, worthy of respect. You need to be sincere. I'm just mentioning these things. I can teach on it individually and expand a lot. But the purpose of this morning is just to mention a few things. Not pursuing dishonest gain. Don't be selfish. We need to be tested and found faithful over a period of time. And then as we continue, we need to manage our houses well. As we manage our houses well, my private life will then be a reflection of who I am and what my character stands for. So let me continue now with characteristics. Character reflects the image of God. Leadership is ultimately stewardship. Stewardship of what has been entrusted us, resources, staff, people. A leader with a Christ-like character will point others to a higher form of leadership, and that is ultimately God. Character will outlast charisma. As I've said in the beginning, charisma will open the doors for you, but it's your character that will keep you inside. We can quickly get to the top, but can I remain there? Proverbs 22 verse 1 says, a good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. But how do I apply these characteristics? Do self-examination. Don't blame others. Don't complain about them. Be accountable. Accept responsibility for your own life. Accept responsibility for your weakness. Don't blame it on others. We cannot control what others are doing. We cannot control the behavior and the words of others. But we can control what's happening inside of us. And then lastly, moral consistency. And I want to conclude this brief teaching this morning on why character is important. I've started with the top 10 dictators that lacked character but had the skills and the talents. I want to continue now on the top 10 people, leaders globally that manifested good character. And the first one that came to mind is Mahatma Gandhi, 1869 to 1948. His whole life of non-violence, his life he lived in simplicity, in honesty and integrity. He led India's independence movement. Abraham Lincoln, 1809 to 1865. He was known for his honesty, his humility, and his moral conviction. Beyond reproach, Mother Teresa, 1910 to 1997. I don't need to say a lot about Mother Teresa, we all know her. George Washington. He set the precedent for a peaceful transformation, a transfer of power by stepping down after 2 terms. A man of wisdom, he advocated equality. He advocated a right living style. Martin Luther King Jr., 1929 to 1968. How he lived, what he preached, what he said. William Wilberforce, UK, 1759 to 1833. He devoted his life to abolishing the slave trade. He combined moral conviction with political persistence. Florence Nightingale revolutionized nursing through her compassion and her courage. She served selflessly during the war and set a standard of integrity that is still practiced till today. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, Germany, 1906 to 1945, a pastor and a theologian who stood against Adolf Hitler and the Nazi movement. He lived with courage, integrity, faith, even into martyrdom. And I think the latest one I can mention is Charlie Kirk. The way he lived, what he stood for, what he lived for, and what he was willing to die for. He has now more followers than he had while he was still alive. And that is the sign of good leadership. Leadership with character. Desmond Tutu. I feel I want to bring in here one from South Africa as well. He advocated reconciliation, judgment, justice, forgiveness. He embodied joy. If you look at him, he was always joyful. Humility, compassion in his leadership. Leadership without character is like a house built on sand. It will collapse when the storms arise. When the storms come, you will not be able to sustain this. True leadership is not just what we can do, but who we are. We must be looking for leaders with integrity, that will reflect his heart, his stewardship towards people, resources, his faithfulness, and his legacy making abilities. So let us go back over this teaching. Go and listen to it again. Ask yourself, am I a leader with skills, talents, or do I lack the character? I don't say if you have character you don't need skills. David in Psalm 72, he led with skillfulness of hand and integrity of heart. So we need both. But if you lack the character, the skills will not be enough. Your talent will not be enough. Thank you for joining me this morning. And I'm saying it again, as I'm saying it every time I'm teaching. Please use this material. If you found it can help you. Use it, apply it, show it to others, share it. And this video will be posted on my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe and like the videos. And if you want me to come and visit your organization, your church, your business, to do leadership empowerment sessions, you are more than welcome to contact me, and we can see what we can do and how to arrange. I've got a list of training topics to assist you. I've been involved in leadership training for the past 20 years. Thank you for joining. God bless you.